Hi everyone, it's Hermie. Welcome back to my channel where I cover high and low fashion with a dash of thrift. And I think I'm going to change that because it's definitely more than just a dash, but I like the way that sounds. But anyways, today's video, as you can see in the title, is going to be around belts. So these are bold belts is what I'm going to call this video because I definitely want to make one around practical belts, ones that have everyday use. But I really do love bold belts. I love how they bring a uniqueness to your wardrobe. And so I just wanted to share my bold collection and kind of my thought process on why I get some of these pieces. As I've shared in social media, where I want to share with you here is my theory on belts. Anybody who's ever been who's familiar with thrifting, or if you've been watching a lot of videos, or if you go occasionally or even often in a thrift store, a vintage store, a consignment store, a swap meet, anywhere, you will realize that there is always an abundance of belts. And so for me, I literally think there is no reason to ever buy a new belt. I just don't. There's always so many options, even super affordable places like the Goodwill, the Salvation Army. And for me, it just absolutely makes no sense to buy a new belt because there, like I said, just so many options. I cannot be more of an advocate on that. I mean, if I'm going to buy a new belt, it better be like a really, really amazing belt. Like I wouldn't even buy a new Gucci belt. You could buy so many secondhand. There's so many distributors and sellers online. But anyways, I'm gonna get off my little soapbox right now, but once you see this video and when you see my other videos, and if you look them up on anybody else who shares videos around thrifting, secondhand, vintage, there's just honestly no reason. No, I keep on saying there's no reason to ever buy a new belt. There's just so many options out there. So anyways, I'm gonna start with the collection right now of my bold and unique belts. And really they're kind of have these unique buckles to them. So a lot of these belts that I'm gonna share right now in this first set really are things that I would put, well, I guess I would do with all the belts. I'm not actually gonna say that. These ones, just more of the detail is in the buckle itself versus kind of like the band or the leather or the weaving around it, if that makes sense. So I know I shared this in another video, but I like to store my stuff in some of my designer boxes. So this one is a Louis Vuitton box that I have that I keep my belts in, and I think I can lean this to kind of let you know how I store them. I don't know, I just like when things look really pretty. And so because these buckles, I just think they look like a little piece of jewelry, right? So I'm gonna get into these a little bit. So like I said, this is like more of the buckle collection. Right here, these are two belts that I actually found in the same week at two different Goodwill. So I thought it was very serendipitous that I came across it, but I just love this butterfly belt. You'll see it has this beige color, really great neutral. And believe it or not, in the same week, I was so amazed, different location, different city, Goodwill, I came across a very similar belt in purple. And so I just love this one so much. I think that can go all season, all around. I mean, they could be all season, all around. You could definitely wear these for every season because it's just very neutral colors. Like I said, especially this one. I love beige and the beige palette of anything. So I have this one, and like I said, I have the purple one. So that's the first one. I just love that it's a pair too, and they kind of made their way back to each other. So kind of exciting about that. This one I just purchased recently at a Goodwill, and I really got this from, you know, like rhinestones and stuff recently. So if you see it right here, it's just a regular little elastic band behind it. So nothing super special around it. Really, it's the buckle that kind of makes the belt. It just reminds me of something that would be in Versace or Chanel. And I know Chanel normally isn't this bold, but you know, they have some collections where they have these really beautiful belts with like faux pearls and chains always dangling around it. And so I see it's pairing this one with other belts, which I'm going to show later on in this video. But I just think this is so beautiful with these rhinestones. They're all intact, super strong. And it has really good weight to it, but definitely reminds me of something that's like a Versace or like a Chanel, which I know sometimes it's hard to see the Chanel, but I definitely think it's Chanel. This one I recently just got at Thrifty Treasures, which is in Norco. And I really like this place. I share it in some of my social handles, and I'll share some of their handles here in the description. But I really like Thrifty Treasures. It's in Norco, which is like Northern Corona here in California. But I love it because it's kind of like very rancher, very like cowboy city. It's always find a lot of great leather pieces and a lot of great denim. Oh my gosh, I love going to Thrifty Treasures. But anyways, I came across this belt, which I wouldn't expect to find there, but it's so beautiful. And this one actually does remind me of something that would be Versace. Like it just has that with the emblem. Like I said, a lot of these, not anything big deal, just a regular band, but that color, like this green and the gold is just so beautiful. Like I can see putting this on like a plain blazer, but there's something with a lot of patterns. But I mean, just like how beautiful that, and has great weight. And this green, this emerald green is just so gorgeous. I could not pass this up. So this is a belt too that I really like to have in my collection. So you can see like already how like dynamic these different buckles are and how they can really bring personality to the space. This is another one that I got at Thrifty Treasures, which I was really surprised. I guess not really surprised. I have a lot of great things there, but normally I go there for leather pieces and denim, but I really kind of just hit up the belt section and came out with some really great pieces. This reminds me of a flamingo, and I really like the pink. I think it's a great pop of pink, but like I said, nothing special on the actual belt itself, just that standard little stretchy elastic, but it was really the buckle that got me. And these are really great too. I didn't show the other ones, but it's very similar. Like you could just hook it like this, but then you can also adjust the bands right here with these side hooks. And it's like that with the other ones too. And so that really makes it great too. Like if you have a different waist size, it's a great way to really like adjust it, either bring it in or take it out. So I really like those two because I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I've been going through a weight loss journey, and the last year and a half, I really had to like just redo my whole wardrobe. And so that made it really, really tough because they were just so big that even altering them would just be more money than just to buy new stuff and thrift new stuff. But these belts really help too when a blazer's a little big or a dress is a little big, like really cinching it in and be able to style it in a different way. So that's a really great little tip too. When you get these belts, not only they're adjustable, you know, if you're going through a weight loss journey or maybe just for whatever reason, you know, like you needed to kind of come in and out, you know, throughout your life. So this is a really beautiful one too. This one actually has a unique thing. So I really got it because of this buckle. This reminds me of a pair of earrings I have. I don't really know what this material is, but it has like a lacquer on top of it, and it's like this paint. I don't know, it just looks very vintage, but I really like this belt too. And it's not just a rope. They ended up putting like these little gold tabs throughout, which I thought was so pretty. And then the way you hook it is you hook it over on the string here. So unlike the other belts, this one does have a unique belt, you know, what do you call that? Like not the buckle, but the strap. Strap, is that how you would say it? So that one's the one I really, really like. And I just love the red too. I know I keep on saying this. I just realized a lot of these things remind me of Versace, but this is one I got recently at the Goodwill. Look how cool is that? It's like a lion. Like I was like, what? This one, like I said, the belt has that stretchy material again, that elastic. This one is man-made material. It's not leather, but I really just got it for the buckle. And I like how it has this design, how it has this faux leather kind of design. You could pop it in. Oh yeah, look at this is a price. It was $3. I paid $3 for this one. But you have this, and so it has 3 hooks, so it also adjusts. And then it has the stretchy. So I like this one, so I picked this one, but this just reminds me of Versace. I'm definitely gonna be wearing this with all black. Black on black, a purse with gold hardware. Oh, I could just, this one definitely night out with the husband for sure. I love this one. Not that the other ones wouldn't be dinner night out, but this one, just how strong and powerful, you know, to have a lion on it. This one's actually broken, but I loved it so much that I wanted to just grab it and then see what I could do with it later. Someone else actually put it down when I was at the Salvation Army. But it's this chain belt. And really what I noticed first was this design here. It really reminds me of Givenchy. So when I saw that, I was like, I grabbed it right away. It is not Givenchy, but you can tell it kind of has that little detail to it. And overall, it broke. Like the end of the belt here is missing that clips into the back of the buckle, but I really just love how it has, I want to say it's a panther. It's a panther right there. I know you can see the animal, right? And it's just really pretty. This is too small for me. It does not go over my waist. But what I'm thinking is similar to these other belts, that have this elastic, I'm thinking that perhaps I can break apart the metal, clip this in front, so kind of like take the back here and then maybe do elastic here, or maybe just remove the buckle here and put elastic on the sides. So I'm going to experiment with this. I think it's really, really fun. I actually, side tangent here, but I like to do DIY stuff. So if that's not your thing, like definitely don't pick up something like this. You would have to pass it out because it is legit broken. But I noticed it was easy to remove this. So I tested that at the store. And so I actually came across a Givenchy perfume bag. You know how like when you buy a perfume, you get like a gift bag with it, but it has a huge, it's a tote and has a huge Givenchy like logo in the front. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I know it's not an actual purse, it's sold as a handbag, but it's super cool. So I was even thinking there's some damaged parts on the bag. And I was like, oh, maybe I could even use some of these to like put some of the, like put some gold hardware in that tote and kind of do it a DIY. So anyways, kind of going on a tangent here, but I really love this belt. I think it's super cool. Like I said, it's not ready to wear because it's broken, but I know I will find something to do with this belt and it's going to be super cool. And I can't wait to show you guys here when I do that, but that's definitely on my to-do list. And I want to have that done before fall hits. So those are just some of the few belts that I really like that I consider bold, where I really gravitated towards them because of the buckle and the design and uniqueness. So the next ones I want to share are really like chain bold. They're chain bold belts. Sorry guys, it's been a long day. Still getting used to making videos, so bear with me. But I'll share with you too how I think there'll be a Chanel one, which I'm going to get into. So these are all, like I said, like chain belts that you don't want to like dangle over a dress. Just use them in different ways. I've even seen other YouTubers do them as necklaces, and I thought that was like such a great idea. So I might do that. And actually one of the ones I've been using as a belt could possibly be a necklace, and I just didn't know. So let's get to it. So here's what I mean by chains, right? So just things that are dangly, that are together with links. So this, I don't even think is actually a belt. If I'm being honest with you here, it kind of looks like it's supposed to be a necklace. Let me back up. It looks like it's supposed to be a necklace and kind of like for like a 20s, like a 1920s, like flapper outfit. So it's actually too, because look at the hook, it kind of has more of a necklace clasp versus like a belt clasp. But I think it is so cool. And this actually doesn't go around my waist, and I mean, there's probably people out there, but definitely not me. But I thought this would be so cool to clip and put on another belt. So that's what I was talking about with the Chanel. So I'm just gonna bring this back out again because you know, I'm really getting into layering, just following other YouTubers, really getting inspired. But see how this now suddenly looks Chanel-y? It looks Chanel-y. But see how you just have the rhinestones and all the pearls and stuff mixed in here? I don't know. So I kind of envision hooking this on the side of the metal piece and letting that dangle around. So pairing these together. So that's a really great thing too, especially when it has a wide band right here. Like you can really see the detail of the pearls in front of it. So that's what I would do. This was a bad example because the metals are mixed up, but I also do mix up metals too all the time. I'm actually doing it with my jewelry today. So I'm not totally against it, but that's what I mean. And I'll definitely show examples on styling. I'm getting a lot of comments on my Instagram handle where people are like, really want to see you like put the outfits together. Because I originally started sharing some of my hauls on Instagram, and there was like, you should start a YouTube page. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the advice of my peers and my friends and those who support me. So I definitely am going to put outfits, but I just, like I said, I wanted to get this one out here. So if you're someone who's looking to thrift, trying to get ideas, I just don't want to hold back the knowledge and I want to share. So anyways, I plan to do a style with all this stuff. I promise it is coming. Leave comments below if you think I should. So this one is another great chain. This could easily be a necklace or a belt. I don't know what metal this is, to be honest with you, but this is something that I got from my dad. And this was part of the jewelry he had when he was selling jewelry, as I mentioned in previous videos. And if you don't know here, and I will say it again, I'll probably say it a ton of times, my parents used to sell vintage jewelry at the San Pedro swap meet in the early 90s. So San Pedro is a city out here in Southern California. And so he gave this one to me probably in the early 2000s, because he had a lot of the collections, even though they stopped selling, they always had it in storage and stuff. But the metal is just so clean. It is not rusted at all. I've never cleaned it. I have no idea what it's made out of. It's not silver. It's just a really great metal. This I think might be a necklace because my dad sold jewelry, but this could easily be a belt. And honestly, I use it as a belt. So it fits around me that way. I like that you can hook it here and you can really just shorten it, let it dangle because it has this cute little tassel. How cute that is. So this one's just, I adore this one. Obviously reminds me of my father. And this one will be in my collection forever. But this is a great accent piece too that could go with other belts or just stand alone. Or like I said, even like a necklace with like a thing, like a little tassel in front. But this is one that's definitely bold. It's fun, just with a little bit of detail. It's super shiny, but it could also be very dressed down if you wanted to, because I could see just wearing this with a white t-shirt and some light wash jeans, you know? So definitely love that one here. I recently thrifted this one. This metal, I don't know what it's called, but I got this one at the Goodwill. All like the fake stones are in here. I'll admit, this one doesn't look expensive. Not that the other ones, I want to say, look like they cost thousands of dollars, but they have good weight. The metal feels really heavy. This one is very dainty. You can tell that it's kind of cheap, but I like the sparkle of it. And so when I got this one, my intention is to mix it up with other chains. So I personally wouldn't style it standalone, and I wouldn't use it as a necklace just because honestly the rhinestones are not that shiny. It just looks cheap, I'll admit. But I love how it looks if you mix it together with something. You know, I'm really all about weight and the pieces that I wear, and it's very lightweight, but I just love that they were all intact. It like cost nothing. It was like $1, you guys. It was like nothing. And I felt like it would be a good accent piece to blend with other belts. Even this one that I'll show you right here. And I'll show an example. But that's why. So like, even though you wouldn't use it alone, think about how you can accent it or like blend it in with other things and layer it, is basically what I'm saying. So this one was actually, and people laugh at me at this, but this was a belt that was around a dress, I think, that I had in my closet that was from like Ross or like a Marshalls or a TJ Maxx. And it was a belt that was just kind of sewn into the dress. I didn't like the dress, so I wanted to get rid of it. This doesn't have really good weight. You can kind of even hear it. It kind of has probably more plastic blended into it than metal. But before I donated the dress, I took off the belt. And the reason why I laugh at that is, one, I wanted to keep this for myself because I was like, oh, I don't want the dress, but I really like this. I can layer it. It's a great color. I love gold hardware. But the reason why I laugh too is I'm like the worst person for anybody to ever come across like clothing that has embellishments like this or a purse that I donated. If I could take off the straps of a purse, I will see if I can edit this purse strap that that I found, and I thought it was a belt and it wasn't. Actually, I'll show it in another video or maybe like a short. But anyways, what I do is if it has a really good purse strap and it has the hooks on the side, I'll keep the purse strap and then just donate the main portion of the bag. So if you've ever come across a really great purse or something that you thrifted and the strap is missing, I'm like guilty. I'm that person because I like to change out the straps or have extra straps for any other purses that I thrift. So I like to switch out, like if it's crossbody, if it's like a little handbag. So I just like have a collection of ones that I keep for myself. But anyways, I do that with the same thing with any hardware. And this is a perfect example. So I donated the dress. The dress does not work unless you have something like this with it, but I took it off and I kept it for myself and I donated the dress. But like I said, this is a great piece. Just layer, I mean, even this one that I showed right here, like just layering it, maybe looping it through the stuff. So I really love to wear these by themselves, but they really are accent and a layering piece. So anyways, and then even with this, look, even though they're different metals, like look how different that looks just when you add that in, right? It just adds substance and personality to it. So anyways, I know I went on a tangent there, but just think about that. Like if you're thrifting and you're donating stuff, is there a piece of that clothing that you would want to keep? Because another great thing that you could do, sorry, I'm totally going off topic here, but so I already told you, like purse straps, if you can unhook them and the strap is really cute, you just don't like the main part of the purse, keep the strap, donate the purse. So you could use it for another purse in the future. Any metal embellishments or any ribbons or ties or anything that you have on clothing, remove it. But here's one that I really, really like to do is sometimes when you have a dress with a beautiful print, it has like a tie that uses the same materials, kind of like a little belt or a tie. I like to take the ties. I know it sounds so bad. Like I have a dress I'm going to donate. I was like, I think I'm going to keep the tie because it makes a cute little like tie that you wear around your neck or around your neck, or you can like use it like on something else. So like if you have like a bright, I'm just making this up, orange dress and has this beautiful orange tie, you can use that tie then and maybe put it over a blazer or another dress or tie it through your jean loops. So always just think about maybe if you don't like a whole piece, maybe there's part of the piece or the piece of item of clothing that you like that you would still want to keep for yourself to incorporate as an accessory or something to your wardrobe. And I would say the same thing when you're looking at an item at the thrift store. If you're like, oh, I don't really like that, but I like these details in it, it might be worth thrifting depending on the price, because it may be like, oh, it's this thing, I could give that to a niece or a nephew or a close friend, but I want to keep this piece of the wardrobe. So just a really, really good tip. Okay, let's get back to belts. I have 2 more to share. So this one was really, really cool. I got this one at a Goodwill recently. I want to say last week. Look how cute it is. It's elephants. It's such great weight. Even this little piece where you hook it through and it dangles, this little piece by itself is so heavy. It kind of has the weight of like a locket. But such great condition. There's no name brand on it. I don't know where it comes from. The way that the elephants are kind of like, this one kind of gets stuck like it's doing it right now, and it's super annoying. There. So you kind of do have to shape it a little bit, but I just love how they're like dragging across. Like, look how cool that is. That's just such a cool belt. And like I said, what I like about these is it has the hook. So then you can clip it. So it's really great for any size. But I wouldn't wear this as a piece of jewelry, but I could see someone wearing this piece of jewelry. But I just thought this one was so cool. I know my friend Priya is gonna love this one because she loves elephants. But this one is just so cool. I'm definitely gonna use this one. And this one, I would use it for like a safari shirt or something that looks a little bit more nature, but definitely like this against something like a solid black or like a navy blue or something. I don't know. So I just think this one's really cool. So that's what I just recently found. And I think that one would be a standalone, or I would add layers to it. And then this one I just got recently too at the Goodwill. And I was super excited to find it. So let me just put it up here. It kind of has this more dull look to it. You know what these remind me of? Actually, when I first saw it, I thought it was Brighton. Brighton? I think that's how you pronounce that company. And they're known for their hearts and stuff like that. So when I saw this hanging, I honestly thought maybe it was a Brighton brand. It's not. I looked over the whole thing, but it's super cute. Like, it's just hearts all over. So it has like this little loopy design with this floral in the middle, and then it's a heart, and then it's the floral. And then even the chain. Sorry, I have like so much stuff here. I'm getting better at this, you guys. And then it even has hearts in the chain. So just every little detail of this belt. It is great weight. This thing is so heavy. It is such great weight. I love it, I love it, I love it. But that's this one here. So I really like doing these chain belts. And so layering them together, even with this one, like I know I keep on bringing this one out because I talked a lot of crap about it. So now I feel like I got to show you why I got it. But even this one, this little diamond stud one, mixing up with it just gives it a little bit more oomph to it. So, you know, I shouldn't have talked so poorly about this one. I just paired it with like 3 or 4 different looks just here alone. I'm sorry, little belt, but like I said, standalone, it doesn't look very pleasing to the eye. Like most people would pass it up, but if you think about layering it and adding it to other pieces, suddenly now it has a new life to it, right? And now it's something that you want to get in your collection. But anyways, those are my bold belts. I'm pretty sure it'll continue to grow. I'm pretty sure a year from now, I'm going to have a whole new haul to show you guys in different ways of doing it. But I hope this really inspires you to, one, go out there, try to find belts, different things. Probably experiment, start layering things that you have in your own closet, because it's definitely fun and definitely changes the look instantly when you add those things in. And just really appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm getting new to this. I'm totally open to feedback. So definitely leave comments below on things that you want to see, you want to hear, things you want to style. I've definitely been doing thrifting for a really long time, a majority of my life. So it's something that I'm passionate about. I love the hunt. I definitely have tips and tricks on how to navigate the stores when you're in there, not to get overwhelmed, and to be inspired. So definitely give me some feedback, you guys. I'm gonna really try to stay consistent with this. And as I mentioned, I'm definitely gonna do another video on basic belts, just the basic ones that you can add to your wardrobe. Because as I mentioned before, I'm gonna say it one more time before I finish this video, is you should find no reason to ever buy a new belt again, male or female, or however you identify. Like, it just makes no sense at all to ever buy anything new. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys soon again. Bye.